101 English words you'll use every day. 1. Storm. A violent disturbance of the atmosphere. A storm rolled in, darkening the sky. The family gathered inside, watching the raindrops race down the window. They felt safe and cozy as the thunder rumbled. 2. Australian. A person from Australia. An Australian decided to explore the outback. They saw kangaroos and beautiful landscapes. It was an adventure they would never forget. 3. As well, in addition, also. She loved to read books, and she enjoyed writing as well. Every evening, she would sit by the window with her notebook. The stories flowed from her pen like magic. 4. Steal. To take something without permission. The boy saw a shiny toy in the store. He wanted it so badly but knew he shouldn't steal. He walked away, dreaming of owning it one day. 5. Nightlife. Social activities and entertainment available at night. The city came alive with nightlife as the sun set. People filled the streets, enjoying music and laughter. It was a vibrant scene full of energy. 6. Go to the bathroom, to visit a restroom for personal hygiene. When he felt the urge, he knew it was time to go to the bathroom. He hurried to the nearest one, relieved to find it empty. After washing his hands, he felt fresh and ready to continue. 7. Elderly, a term used to describe older adults. The elderly man sat on the park bench, feeding the birds. Children played nearby, and he smiled at their laughter. He enjoyed watching the world go by, feeling peaceful. 8. Younger, having lived for a shorter time, less old. The younger siblings always looked up to their big brother. He taught them how to ride bikes and play games. They loved spending time together. 9. Very, used to emphasize the degree of something, often bad or good. One day, a boy found a very big dog in the park. He was scared at first, but the dog was friendly. They became best friends and played every day. 10. Coach, a large vehicle for transporting passengers. The school trip was exciting as they boarded the coach. The children chatted and laughed during the ride. The journey felt like part of the adventure. 11. Local. Relating to a particular area. A girl loved to explore her local park every weekend. She discovered new trails and met friendly neighbors. Each visit felt like a new adventure waiting to happen. 12. Motorbike, a two-wheeled motor vehicle. Jake loved riding his motorbike on sunny days. The wind in his hair made him feel alive. He explored new places and enjoyed the freedom. 13. Excellent, extremely good, outstanding. The student received an excellent grade on her project. She felt proud of her hard work and dedication. Her classmates congratulated her, and she beamed with happiness. 14. Freezer, an appliance for freezing food. She opened the freezer to find ice cream. It was her favorite treat, and she couldn't wait to enjoy it. She scooped some into a bowl and smiled. 15. Century, a period of 100 years. The museum had an exhibit about the last century, showcasing amazing inventions. Visitors marveled at how much the world had changed. Each display told a story of progress. 16. Minibar. A small refrigerator in a hotel room stocked with drinks and snacks. At the hotel, Sam discovered the minibar in his room. He was excited to find snacks and drinks to enjoy. It felt like a little treasure chest. 17. Ear, the organ of hearing. A boy listened carefully with his ear to the music. He loved the sounds and rhythms that filled the air. It made him want to dance. 18. Excuse me, a polite way to get someone's attention. At the crowded market, John needed to get through. He said, "Excuse me," as he gently pushed past people. They smiled and let him pass. 19. Agree. To have the same opinion or to consent. They had to agree on what game to play. After some discussion, they finally chose one. Everyone was excited to start playing together. 20. Broken, damaged and no longer in one piece. The little boy found a broken toy in the toy box. He decided to fix it with glue and some creativity. Soon, the toy was as good as new. 21. Before. At an earlier time, prior to. Before the big game, the team practiced hard. They were nervous but excited to show their skills. The day finally arrived, and they were ready. 22. Trumpet player, a person who plays the trumpet. The trumpet player stood on the street corner, playing a lively tune. People stopped to listen and enjoy the music. Some even danced along to the rhythm. 23. Apologize for. To express regret for a specific action. She had to apologize for forgetting her friend's birthday. She planned a surprise party to make it up. Her friend was thrilled. 24. Beer. An alcoholic beverage made from fermented grains. He enjoyed a cold beer while watching the game. The cheers from the crowd made the experience even better. It was a perfect way to relax. 25. Have a cold. To be affected by a common viral infection causing symptoms like a runny nose. When she caught a cold, Emma felt tired and sniffly. She stayed home from school and rested. Her mom made her soup to help her feel better. 26. Thunder, the sound caused by lightning. The thunder rumbled loudly during the storm. They watched from the window, feeling both scared and amazed. The rain poured down, creating puddles everywhere. 27. Television, a device for receiving broadcast images and sound. The television was on, showing their favorite movie. They snuggled on the couch with popcorn in hand. It was a cozy movie night. 28. Ready to order, prepared to make a request for food or service. A family sat at a restaurant, ready to order their meals. They looked at the menu and discussed what to choose. When the waiter arrived, they made their selections with excitement. 29. Name, a word by which a person or thing is known. A boy was proud of his name and loved to share it. He introduced himself to new friends at school. They all smiled and said their names too. 30. Do nothing, to refrain from any action or activity. On a rainy day, Jake decided to do nothing and relax at home. He curled up on the couch with a blanket and watched his favorite movies. The sound of rain outside made it a perfect day to unwind. 31. Message. A communication sent from one person to another. Jake sent a message to his friend about the party. He was excited to see everyone and have fun. The reply came quickly, and they made plans together. 32. Tell a story, to narrate a tale or account of events. At bedtime, a father would tell a story to his children. They would snuggle under the blankets, listening closely to every word. Each night was a new adventure. 33. Pitch, the highness or lowness of a sound. A girl learned about pitch in her music class. She practiced singing high and low notes. Her teacher praised her for her hard work. 34. Camera, a device for capturing images. He took his camera to the park to take pictures. The flowers were blooming, and the sun was shining. He captured beautiful moments. 35. Entrance, an opening, such as a door, that allows access to a place. The grand entrance of the museum was impressive. Visitors took pictures and admired the architecture. They couldn't wait to explore the exhibits inside. 36. Cancer. A disease characterized by the uncontrolled division of abnormal cells. When Sarah learned about cancer in school, she felt sad for those who were sick. She decided to raise money for research by selling lemonade. Her small stand brought smiles and hope to her community. 37. Order. A request for something to be made, supplied, or served. At the restaurant, Sarah placed her order for a delicious meal. She eagerly waited for it to arrive. The smell made her stomach growl. 38. Meat, the flesh of animals used as food. For dinner, Jake's family cooked meat and vegetables. The smell filled the house and made everyone hungry. They gathered around the table to eat. 39. Fill in a form, to complete a document with required information. At the doctor's office, she had to fill in a form with her details. She carefully wrote down her name and address. Once done, she handed it to the receptionist with a smile. 40. Go, to move from one place to another. They decided to go to the beach for the day. The sun was shining, and the waves were calling. Excitement filled the car as they drove. 41. Degrees, plural of degree, often referring to temperature or angles. The weather forecast said it would be 30 degrees today. The family decided to have a picnic in the park. They packed sandwiches and drinks to enjoy in the sun. 42. Look forward to. To anticipate something with pleasure. A girl looked forward to her birthday every year. She loved the surprises and the cake that came with it. Each birthday felt like a special celebration just for her. 43. Police, the civil force of a state responsible for maintaining public order. A girl saw a police officer helping a lost child in the park. She admired how kind and helpful the officer was. It made her feel safe knowing they were there. 44. Apologize. To express regret for an offense. He had to apologize to his friend for being late. They talked it out and forgave each other. Their friendship grew stronger. 45. Documentary, a factual film or television program. A young girl loved watching a documentary about ocean life. She was amazed by the colorful fish and the big whales. Inspired, she dreamed of becoming a marine biologist one day. 46. News agent. A person or shop that sells newspapers and magazines. The news agent on the corner had all the latest magazines. Sarah loved to visit and pick out her favorites. It was a small treat she looked forward to. 47. Pay, to give money in exchange for something. A boy learned how to pay for his toys with his allowance. He saved up for weeks to buy the one he wanted. When he finally did, he felt proud of his hard work. 48. Baby. A very young child. The baby giggled as it played with its toys. Everyone around smiled at its joy. It brought happiness to the whole family. 49. Friend, a person with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. She called her best friend to share some good news. They laughed and celebrated together over the phone. Their friendship made everything better. 50. Bride, a woman on her wedding day. The bride walked down the aisle, her heart racing with joy. Everyone turned to admire her beautiful dress and radiant smile. The moment felt magical as she reached the altar. 51. Gardening, the activity of tending to a garden. She loved gardening and spent every weekend in her backyard. Planting flowers and vegetables brought her joy. Each bloom was a reminder of her hard work. 52. Ticket, a piece of paper that allows entry to an event. He bought a ticket to the concert he had been waiting for. The excitement built as he entered the venue. The music filled the air, and he danced with joy. 53. Teapot, a vessel for brewing and serving tea. She placed the teapot on the table for afternoon tea. The steam rose as she poured the hot tea into cups. Everyone gathered around to enjoy the warm drink. 54. Sailing. The activity of traveling across water in a boat or ship using sails. They went sailing on the lake during the summer. The wind filled the sails, and they glided smoothly. It was an adventure they would always remember. 55. Have dinner. To eat the main meal of the day, typically in the evening. Every Sunday, the family would have dinner together. They shared stories about their week and enjoyed delicious food. It was a special time for everyone. 56. Bus, a large vehicle for transporting passengers. One day, a group of friends decided to take the bus to the beach. They laughed and sang songs during the ride. When they arrived, they were excited to play in the sand and swim in the sea. 57. Wine, an alcoholic drink made from fermented grapes. The adults enjoyed a glass of wine during dinner. They talked and laughed, sharing stories from their day. It was a lovely evening together. 58. Redo. To do something again or differently. After making a mistake on her drawing, Lily decided to redo it. She carefully erased the lines and started fresh. The new drawing turned out even better than the first. 59. Murd, a term often associated with murder or killing. In a mystery story, a detective found a clue about a murder. The town was scared, and everyone whispered about it. The detective was determined to solve the case. 60. Lip. The fleshy border of the mouth. A girl smiled widely, showing her bright red lips. She loved to wear lipstick and feel confident. Every time she looked in the mirror, she felt like a star. 61. On. In a position above and in contact with. The book was on the table, waiting to be read. Sarah picked it up and opened the first page. She was excited to dive into the story. 62. Ground floor, the floor of a building at ground level. The ground floor of the building had a cozy cafe. People loved to gather there for coffee and pastries. The aroma of fresh bread filled the air. 63. Have a lesson, to participate in an educational session. Every Saturday, the kids would have a lesson in art. They painted and created wonderful things together. The classroom was filled with laughter and creativity. 64. Table tennis, a game played on a table with small paddles and a lightweight ball. The kids played table tennis in the backyard. They laughed and cheered as they tried to score points. It was a fun afternoon. 65. Locked. Secured with a lock. A boy accidentally locked himself out of his house. He knocked on the door, hoping someone would hear him. He waited patiently, thinking of how to get back inside. 66. Glasses, optical instruments consisting of a frame holding lenses. Tim wore glasses to help him see better. He loved how they made everything clearer. He felt confident wearing them. 67. Shop assistant, a person who helps customers in a shop. The shop assistant greeted every customer with a smile. She helped them find what they needed. Everyone appreciated her friendly service. 68. Traffic warden, an official who manages and directs traffic. A traffic warden helped children cross the street safely. He wore a bright uniform and smiled at everyone. The kids felt safe with him around. 69. Apple pie. A dessert made with apples and pastry. She baked an apple pie for dessert. The smell filled the kitchen and made everyone hungry. It was the perfect ending to the meal. 70. Friendly, showing kindness and goodwill towards others. The new neighbor was very friendly. She greeted everyone with a smile and offered to help. The community felt warmer with her around. 71. Duration. The amount of time something takes. One day, a boy wanted to know the duration of his favorite movie. He checked the clock and realized it was 2 hours long. He sat down excitedly, ready to enjoy every minute of it. 72. Look at. To direct one's gaze towards something. A girl wanted to look at the stars on a clear night. She lay on the grass, gazing up at the twinkling lights. It felt magical, as if she could reach out and touch them. 73. Have a look, to glance at something. When she saw the new book, Emma wanted to have a look. She opened the cover and began to read. The story captured her imagination. 74. TV. A device for receiving television broadcasts. The family gathered around the TV to watch their favorite show. Laughter filled the room as they enjoyed the funny moments. It was their special time together. 75. Goat. a domesticated animal known for its milk and meat. The farmer had a friendly goat that loved to play. Every morning, the goat would greet him with a happy bleat. They shared many joyful moments together. 76. Lessons, sessions of instruction. The students enjoyed their lessons in art class. They painted and created beautiful works together. The classroom was filled with colors and laughter. 77. Feet, the plural of foot, the lower extremities of the legs. After a long day of walking, his feet were tired and sore. He sat down and took off his shoes, feeling the cool breeze on his skin. It was a relief to finally rest. 78. Polish, relating to Poland or its people. A boy learned about Polish traditions in school. He was fascinated by the colorful festivals and delicious food. He wanted to experience it all one day. 79. Working holiday, a trip where one works while traveling. During her working holiday, Lisa visited many countries. She made new friends and learned about different cultures. Each experience was unforgettable. 80. Widowed, having lost a spouse to death. After her husband passed away, the woman felt very lonely. She missed their talks and laughter every day. Slowly, she found comfort in her friends and family. 81. Outside line, a boundary or edge that is external to a defined area. One day, a child drew a big picture on the ground. They carefully colored the outside line with bright chalk. Everyone admired the colorful art that stood out against the gray pavement. 82. Coffee, a beverage made from roasted coffee beans. In the morning, the aroma of coffee filled the kitchen. The adults enjoyed their warm cups while chatting. The cozy atmosphere made the start of the day special. 83. ICT. Information and Communication Technology. A girl enjoyed learning about ICT in school. She loved using computers and exploring the internet. Each lesson opened up a world of possibilities for her. 84. Go for a walk. To take a leisurely stroll. After dinner, they decided to go for a walk in the neighborhood. The cool breeze felt refreshing as they chatted. The stars began to twinkle in the sky. 85. Subject. The topic of discussion or study. The teacher introduced a new subject in class. The students listened eagerly, excited to learn. Ideas flowed as they shared their thoughts. 86. Mother, a female parent. Emily loved spending time with her mother on weekends. They would bake cookies and watch movies together. Those moments were special to her. 87. Loudly, in a manner that produces a lot of noise. A boy shouted loudly to get his friend's attention. They turned around, laughing at his silly antics. He loved being the center of attention. 88. Noise, a sound, especially one that is loud or unpleasant. A loud noise startled the cat sleeping on the couch. It jumped up and ran away, looking for a safe place. The house was quiet again. 89. Thank, to express gratitude. A girl wanted to thank her teacher for helping her. She wrote a heartfelt note and gave it to her after class. The teacher smiled and felt appreciated. 90. Color, the characteristic of visual perception described through color names. The artist loved to use bright color in her paintings. Each stroke brought her canvas to life. People admired her work at the gallery. 91. Reply. To respond to a question or statement. When her friend asked a question, Mia took a moment to reply. She thought carefully about her answer before speaking. It felt good to share her thoughts. 92. Go on holiday, to take a vacation or trip away from home. They decided to go on holiday to the mountains. The family packed their bags and set off early. Excitement filled the car as they drove. 93. Listen. To pay attention to sound. A boy sat quietly in the park, wanting to listen to the birds. He closed his eyes and focused on their sweet songs. It made him feel peaceful and happy inside. 94. Goodbye, a phrase used to express farewell. As they left the party, they said goodbye to their friends. Hugs and smiles were exchanged, promising to meet again soon. The memories of the fun night lingered in their hearts. 95. Chemist, a person trained in chemistry. The chemist worked in a lab, mixing different substances. She loved discovering new things through her experiments. Each day brought new surprises. 96. Pianist, a person who plays the piano. The pianist played a beautiful melody that filled the room. Everyone listened in awe, captivated by the music. It was a magical performance. 97. Left, the opposite of right. A girl turned left at the corner while walking home. She noticed a beautiful garden filled with flowers. It made her smile as she walked by. 98. Parrot, a colorful bird known for its ability to mimic sounds. A boy had a pet parrot that could say hello. He loved to teach it new words and phrases. The parrot became a fun companion for him. 99. Butcher, a person who prepares and sells meat. The butcher at the market was very friendly. He always had fresh cuts of meat ready for customers. People loved visiting him for their dinner needs. 100. Affection, a gentle feeling of fondness or liking. A girl showed her affection for her pet by giving it a hug. The puppy wagged its tail, happy to be loved. They shared a special bond that made them both smile. 101. Else, in addition, besides. Tom wanted to buy a new bike, but he didn't have enough money. He thought about asking his parents for help or finding something else to do. He felt determined to find a way to make it happen.